Hey MVPs, Rico Knows here. Going to talk to you guys about the next fight on the prelim card. It is Tresean Gore, 6-2, versus Marco Tulio. He is 13-1. Marco Tulio, a minus 400 favorite. Let's go talk about Marco for a second. Marco Polo, what's up? He's a middleweight. He trains at Shoot Boxing, Diego Lima's Shoot Boxing team. That's Du Bronx, Charles Oliveira, and that whole crew. Very hittable guys. Just disgusting work they do. Nonetheless, this gentleman here, they tell you he's a knockout artist, and if you look at his record, you're going to see him knocking people out and doing things. Now, he's got 13-1, 9 wins by knockout. He's been knocked out once in his life. It was back in 2018, and then he's got 1 win by sub. So there's no threat for a sub here. He's not a real submission artist, if you will. But let's talk about the fights that we've seen him fight. First off, back in 2023, after dominating the regional scene, he shows up to Dana White Contender Series. They put him against that UFC Belaguru dude. This is a tall guy who trains with Alex Pereira. Once beat Alex Pereira in a boxing match. He's been on Dana White Contender Series twice. Okay, and after he won this last time, Dana White was like, not interested, bro. And it took him to the 3rd round to get a knockout. He's just worthless. He's trash. So that dude's like a pacifist, not a real MMA fighter, and he didn't finish him. They went to the bell. So neither guy got a contract out of that fight. So he goes back to the regional scene, wins by knockout. What I will tell you is that this next fight against this Frenchman, Mathieu Duclos, I thought he looked physically different. I thought Marco looked like he'd been hitting a cycle of steroids. And he looked different, and he went out there and he fought Duclos. Duclos not a good fighter. He's not a good striker. Didn't look like he belonged in the cage at all. Like, there's nothing special about him, but he trains with Benoit Saint Denis. It's always these guys who train with somebody else, come from a gym, whatever. Listen, man, I'm not impressed with this shit. And then he goes out there and knocks out Ior Pretoria. Ior Pretoria, everybody's beating Ior Pretoria, if you didn't know. Yes, he looks like a muscular guy. He looks like he belongs in the cage. He's only 28 years old. But Ior Pretoria is a walking L. The dude has lost how many fights here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of his last 8. This is what you want me to get excited about because you knocked out Ior Pretoria. That dude has been knocked out by 5 human beings walking around on planet Earth, okay? So, all in all, when I look at Marco, I'm like, I get it. He's a knockout artist. He's muscular. And he does some things really well. When you talk about this win against Mathieu Duclos, you saw him get a knockout with a spinning heel kick to the ribs. Like, the amount of precision and luck needed for that to land is absurd. If that didn't land, he wasn't going to win that fight by knockout. We're going to go to judges' scorecards again. If they don't give him Ior Pretoria, who's a walking L, we're going to the scorecards again. Like, this guy, for me, I look at him and I just go, what's the hype? Like, I don't see it. And he's tough and he's muscular and he wins all these fights. But when I really sit down and watch him, I'm like, yo, what are we talking about? And this is a minus 400 favorite and it's growing. I don't know what we're doing here. This is absurd. And is he going to knock out Tresean Gore? Well, let's go talk about it. Tresean Gore trains out of MMA Lab. You guys know I trust MMA Lab immensely. Now, his nickname makes no sense to me, Mr. Vicious, but it is what it is. But Tresean Gore is a very athletic guy. I'm going to tell you right now, Marco Tulio, go back and watch that fight against Yusuri over here and tell me how exhausted he is in that fight. Now, he wins the 3rd round with a takedown, but how exhausted is he in that fight? He has no gas tank. So what he does is he fights in spurts. He's going to go at you, and then he's going to rest. Go at you with all this power and rest. And if he catches you with one of those spurts, you're in trouble. Tresean Gore doesn't fight like that. Tresean Gore does not fight at range. Tresean Gore wants to weigh on you, lay on you. He wants to get the fight to the ground. He's just going to, initially known as a grappler, a striker, Muay Thai boxer, all this stuff. But what he learned real quick is, hey, man, if I can close the distance with these guys, it's going to be a problem. I just got to fight the clinch. Let's go out there and stretch this thing out. Now, Tresean Gore, let's talk about it. So, winning on the regional scene, a short regional career, knocks out Gilbert Urbina and wins the Ultimate Fighter, essentially. Okay? Losing to Brian Battle is the problem. Losing to Brian Battle is the problem, okay? Because Brian Battle is a good fighter, and it kind of derails the hype train. Then the next fight Tresean Gore's in, he gets knocked out by Cody Brundage. What I'm going to tell you guys is getting knocked out in the UFC is a problem. And Cody Brundage barely touched his chin. Okay? So seeing that happen, some of the more concerning things are the way Cody Brundage landed in the mount and then just started raining down on him. And this young man, I don't know what he's doing. He wasn't trying to get pushed back down on his knees, wasn't trying to shrimp back to guard. He just looked like he didn't know what he was doing when somebody's on the mount on him. That was crazy. So I want to chalk it up as to like, all right, knockouts happen in the UFC. That's just a part of your fighting career. You're going to get caught in the first round and get knocked out. But everything else, he's been very competitive in fighting or very dominant from what I've seen. Okay? That fight with Brian Battle, shit, it's hard to beat Brian Battle. He's a tall, lanky dude, and he's really good. The next two times he got in the cage, Josh Freem is a grappling guy. He's a jiu-jitsu guy. He closed the distance with Freem, and you can go watch that submission. It's brutal, and it's in the second round. And he looks fresh with it. He gets the head and arm, and he chokes the hell out of Freem. He also does the same thing to Tricoli here, Antonio Tricoli. Another guillotine win. So back-to-back guillotine wins, and that one was in like 45 seconds, right? A minute 23, but it was gangster. Listen to me. The problem Tresean Gore is going to have is Marco Tulio is not a wrestler. He's not an American wrestler either. So he's not shooting for takedowns. He's not shooting for your legs, keeping your head out, getting caught in a guillotine. As a matter of fact, Tricoli was digging for like an underhook or a single leg from the clinch. Dude, I've watched Marco Tulio in the clinch for about 30 minutes in the cage now. And Marco Tulio doesn't dig for anything but a body lock waist high. So he's not going to get caught in a guillotine just by his posture and his strategy. So now, how does Tresean Gore win this fight? Well, I don't know. Number one, he can't get knocked out. You just can't allow that to happen. Marco Tulio throws hard. He throws hard. The whole idea here is Marco Tulio is going to win this fight by knockout. And if you go over here, will this fight go the distance? They say no. They think this is really going down. They think Trulio is winning the fight. So if you think Trulio is winning the fight by knockout, you go in here because if he's not going the distance, he's not winning by submission. So then it's by knockout. And it's a 115. You don't have to parlay that with anything. And remember I told you guys, we go method once we see large odds like this. Okay? So plus 115, Trulio by knockout. Got it. I have no idea how Tresean Gore is winning this fight. I don't. I can just tell you that Tresean Gore is better athletically than a lot of the people Tulio's fought, like all of them. And Tresean Gore isn't terrible just because he got caught in a knockout and he lost to Brian Battle. It's not real. That's not telling that he's not any good. That's just crazy. He's actually a good fighter. These odds are stupid. And I just don't agree with betting on a minus 400. Even if you think Trulio's winning, don't parlay it with anything. Just go pick him by knockout then. And then you have him by points. He's plus 420. Right? And you go in here and you double chance it. And you go Trulio by points and knockout. It's a minus 185. You still can't parlay that with. I would not parlay that with anything. I would go in here like this. And this is not a fight I want to try to get rich on. If you believe in Trulio, do a third of a unit or something, right? Do something light and just hope for the best. But I'm not really even going there. I'm telling you that Tresean Gore should not be a plus 290. Now, if he gets flatlined and knocked out, I'm wrong. But I'm looking at a man who understands his strategy, which is close the distance. And I think Tresean Gore has a better gas tank. It might be a situation where you want to live bet it. But I still think these odds are stupid. I do, man. Tresean Gore is an explosive athlete. He's got some skill set to him, and he's only been caught once. Yes, Marco Tulio goes out there and knocks out people, but I watched him fight Contender Series, and it was the luckiest knockout of all time, with spinning heel kick to the ribs, and then the other time he didn't get a knockout. You want me to put a lot of credit into him beating Eor Pretoria? Everybody else is regional. I don't see the justification for these odds like this. When you look at it, Trulio's a big dude, and he's muscular. And he looks mean, and he hits hard, and does all those things. And we know Tresean Gore's got the stanky leg and no chin. Got it. I still don't agree with the odds at all. At all. Total rounds, over 1.5. They expect this thing to be over in an instant. I think Tresean Gore goes out there and tries to wrestle up against the cage, close the distance, and we're going to be up against his cage fighting for underhooks. And dudes are going to get gassed. I think the over rounds here at 1.5 makes a lot of sense. I wouldn't be trying to guess the outcome of this fight, but I'm going to show you the card now. I'm doing the unthinkable, and I'm taking Tresean Gore because of EV. Now, Tresean Gore can lose the fight. Don't get it twisted. But there's no value in picking Tulio to win unless it's by knockout and you're doing that plus 115. So I don't want to contradict myself. I need you guys to watch the video so you understand what's happening here. But the only prop bets are Tulio, right, by TKO, and that's going to be a lean bet. It's a slight value bet, but it's more of a lean. But I would learn how to hedge those two to make sure we come out profitable in this particular fight. I also don't think this is a fight you should be trying to get rich on. Not me personally. But Tresean Gore should not be a plus 300 against a guy who's knocked out a scrub who's lost all his fights. And then I saw him on Contender Series twice and was not impressed either time. It just wasn't. And he's just a regional fighter from then on. Tresean Gore, fighting regional fighters, he's right there with him. He's fine. Only thing Tresean Gore did was get caught by Cody Brundage, and he lost to Brian Battle. That doesn't warrant a plus 300. That's crazy. So I'm sitting here, knee-jerk reaction. Tresean Gore should not. Now, you can tail this, avoid it, or fade it, right? You have 3 options, MVPs. Do you. But make smart decisions. None of this shit should be in your parlay for the fight card. This will not be on any of these parlays down here in any way, shape, or form. Not even Tulio winning by knockout. Not even Tulio money line would not be on a parlay. Your friends don't know. But Rico knows. Good luck, MVPs.